Okay.
Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie, and I'm here to test Mini Halfwood Press number 93 today. I've got the press all set up. I'm going to go over what's in the box, and then when I've finished that, I'll come over and I'll warm the plate and print the plate, prove the plate, and that will prove the press. So I'll get started by talking about what's in the box. Every Mini Halfwood press from the 2010 series comes with a box for the owner. I call it the printmaker's accessory box. What's in the box is the DVD you're watching of the test, a gripper pad. I use the gripper pad to put under the press when I'm using it so the press doesn't slide around if my tabletop is slippery. A set of blankets, 2 felt blankets, sizing catcher, and a pusher blanket. There is an Allen wrench, and the Allen wrench is used for tightening the hub on the wheel of the press so that the set screw never works loose. I always include an Allen wrench for that purpose. I make up a little book for the Mini Halfwood presses in the 2010 collection, and the little book gives the story of the press and any of the unique characteristics of the press. I like to put in an artist's stamp and the contents and specifications of the press and the history of the press. I send a copper test plate, a piece of polished copper, the little book that tells about the copper, its thickness, and so forth, and where to get more copper. This card will carry the test plate when I'm finished printing today. I will laminate the printed plate, the dirty printed plate, after I use it in this area, and on the back explain something about the plate, the artist trading cards on which the test plates are based. This individual commented that he can hardly wait to get his press to do some greeting cards for the coming season, so I decided to add a 4x6" copper plate for his greeting card. He gets an owner's manual. There's an owner's manual in all of the Halfwood presses. 18 pages explaining the press and its parts, and the bookmarker. Postcards featuring the 2011 series. My business card. This is the test plate I'll be printing today. It's an etched test plate, and in the bottom of the box, the certificate of authenticity. Now I'll get on with the inking and the wiping of the plate, setting up the pressure, and printing the plate, proving the plate, and proving the press. Before I get started printing, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to turn on my hot plate, and I'm going to set up the press for pressure. To set the pressure on the press, I use these pressure screws on the top. And I begin by turning the top roller down, turning the pressure screws all the way down so the top roller touches the press bed. Then I back off about 12 half turns. That gives me the space I need to feed in blankets under the rollers. I have the sizing catcher on one side and the pusher blanket on the other. The sizing catcher goes down against where the paper will be. It gives me enough space to feed the felt blankets under the top roller. I center it, and then I turn the pressure screws back down clockwise, about 6 half turns or 7, until it feels nice and snug. And that feeling is a matter of judgment you get after a long time of experience. But to help in the process, I made roller rulers on the sides. On the passive side, that is the other side from the wheel, a roller ruler, and on the active side, a roller ruler, and you can get an idea that the pressure is at that certain letter on the roller ruler. The main thing is that they're level, so they should be the same on both sides. That gives me the pressure setting I need. I won't know until after I printed whether it was enough pressure, but my experience tells me that that probably is enough pressure for the plate that I'm using today. And now I'm going to get ready to ink my plate, wipe my plate, and get it ready for printing. I mixed some ink ahead of time. This is an oil-based etching ink. My hot plate is warm. I like to ink, wipe, and print my plate warm. I think I get better proofs that way. I'll use this gripper pad from time to time when I'm inking the plate. It keeps the plate from sliding around. Here's a little mat board chip that I use for inking the plate, wiping the ink into the textures. It's good to do that with the plate warm. When I have the ink well into the textures and lines, I can begin wiping with the tarlatan. I start with a well-used piece of tarlatan, and when the image is clearer, I'll change to a cleaner piece of tarlatan. Then the image is pretty clear now. I'll use paper. Continue the wiping with the paper wipe. Just clean the edges a little bit. And the next part is the hand wipe. And for that, I need to dry off my hand a little bit and add some talcum powder, which will help dry my hand. And one more cleaning of the edges, and I can print the first trial proof. I will print 2 trial proofs and keep one of them, and if they're different from each other, I'll send the better of the 2 to the owner. Before I got started today, I took 2 pieces of Arches cover, tore them to size, and put them in water for an hour. And then I blotted them and put them in a sandwich bag until I was ready for them now. Before I print, I'll warm the plate one more time. For the benefit of the video, I'll turn the press around. Before I pull the proof, I like to add what's called the moment number. That is the year, 11, the month, August, which is 08, the day, which is the 26th, and the time by the 24-hour clock, 12:01. That's the first trial proof. As I said, I will ink and wipe the plate again for a second trial proof and choose the better of the 2 to send to the owner, and I'll keep the other one myself for my collection. Well, that's the proof that the plate works, proof that the press works, and now I'll send it to its owner, Frank Hunter, in New York. I'm Bill Ritchie. Thank you for watching.